Hi, and welcome to Forensic Ballistics lecture series on the topic Firearms Identification Principles. And here we are going to talk about the important ballistics concepts and so with the firearms identification principles. Now let's begin talking about the basic concepts. First, let's have the firearms identification. A firearms identification concept refers to a discipline which is mainly concerned with determining whether a bullet or cartridge was fired from that particular weapon. Meaning, pag sinabi nating firearms identification, ito ay tumutukoy o nagpapakita sa isang pag-aaral or isang ginagawa ng mga experts which is all about pagtukoy or pag-determine kung ang bullet na iyon, ang cartridge na iyon ay nanggaling nga po sa particular na barrel na iyon. Samantala, pag sinabi nating firearms identification principles, ito ay ang mga methods or procedures which serves as basis for firearms identification na ginagawa ng ating mga ballistics expert which is founded on the uniqueness of firearms, and that becomes the basis of their examination which can be seen virtually and can identify, can distinguish a single firearm from among the many firearms. So in other words, pag sinabi natin firearms identification principles, ito ay mga panuntunan, pamantayan na nagiging batayan sa pagtukoy, pagsuri ng particular na baril na ginamit, analyzing, examining, or tracing those marks left ng baril na iyon sa bullet or cartridge na ating nare-recover. Again, yan po yung firearms identification and firearms identification principles. Moving on are the bullet identification principles, meaning ito po yung mga panuntunan na pwede nating pagbasihan or pagbatayan when we do bullet examination as we wanted to look or to match with a particular firearm. Unang-una, wala pong baril na magkaparihas ang katangian na iniiwang marka sa bullet. Gawa ito ng riflings na nagtataglay ng lands and grooves. The lands which is the elevated portion, the grooves which is the depressed portion. Pag tumama po yan, nag-iwan po yan ng marka sa bullet, ay nagiging depressed portion si lands at nagiging rest portion naman si grooves. Nagbabaliktad na po sila. Now, whenever nag-iiwan sila ulit ng identifying mark sa bullet. Kaya naman dahil dyan, bawat baril ay unique ang kanilang iniiwan base sa appearance, or base sa development ng pagkasira or pagkabawas every now and then na ginagamit po or nagmi-mechanize or nagkakaroon ng proseso yung baril every time na pinapaputok po ito. So again, yan po ang panuntunan, pamantayan na siyang ating nagiging basihan when we do examine bullet as we want to trace or identify kung saan siyang particular na baril nanggaling. Next are the marks found on fired bullets. So ito na po yung ating tinitingnan. Ito na po yung thumbprints or thumb marks or mga identifying marks na iniiwan ni baril sa bullet. Kaya naman ito yung ating hinahanap upang matukoy kung ano at saang particular na baril nanggaling ang bullet. So we have the so-called landmarks. Yan na po yung sinasabi nating elevated portion kung nandun pa siya as a rifling. Pero pag tumama na po yan, mag-iwan na po yan sa mark, sa bullet, nagiging depressed portion na po yan. Opposite to that is the groove marks na kanina sa rifling ay the depressed portion, siya na po ngayon yung nagiging raised or elevated portion dahil sa kanyang tama doon sa lumambot in a short period of time habang umiikot doon sa riflings. We also have the so-called skid marks, and that mark is due to worn out barrel. So kapag po ang baril ay tuloy-tuloy or patuloy na pumuputok, lumalambot po yung kanyang barrel. And that ang nagiging cause nito ay nagkakaroon ng exhaustion, no? Yung metal, yung barrel, kaya somehow naglulos yung alignment, no, from the chamber going to the barrel. And because of that, yung unang marka, yung unang twist na makikita natin sa lands and grooves, that is called skid marks. We also have the so-called slippage marks. Gawa ito ng oil that whenever we clean up our firearm, of course, we use oil, no? Or the firearm is being used in cleaning our fire, the oil that we use in cleaning our firearm. So whenever there is something left on the oil, then we call that slippage marks. And finally, we have the sheathing marks. Ayan naman po yung due to poor alignment ng barrel at saka ng cylinder sa mga revolver firearms. We also have panuntunan in terms of the shields, no? So specifically, this talks about pistols, no? Dahil si pistols lang ang nag-i-extract ng empty shell, but somehow kung ma-recover natin yung empty shell sa barrel na nanggaling sa revolver, there are still marks that left. But commonly, what we recover from the crime scene when it comes to shells ay obviously nagpapakita sa atin na ang baril na ginamit sa pag-commit ng crime is obviously an automatic or a pistol, no? So ito po yung panuntunan. Every time na ang shell natin ay nagkakaroon ng contact with another surface of metal, that leaves breach face marks, or that mark na nakikita natin every engagement, no, every collision of metal to metal ay from their surfaces, no? So bawat engagement, bawat collision, whether on the base, whether on the body, that leaves marks. So yan yung po tinatawag nating breach face marks ng baril, which is unique sa isang baril because of its unique and own parts. No, kaya naman kung ano man yung mga hugis ng mga marka na yan na siyang tinatawag natin breach face marks ng baril, every now and then nagkakaroon ng contact or collision from the surfaces of metal, then we look after it. And we use to microscopically examine it in every minute details in order to positively identify that the mark is really came from that particular firearm. Again, these are the shell's identification principles. Now let's talk about the marks found on a fired cartridge, no? So ito po yung mga marka na makikita natin sa pumutok na baril, no? At dito po ay makikita natin siya sa cartridge case or yung empty shell, no? Isa diyan ang tinatawag na firing pin marks, of course, yung tama ng firing pin sa primer. So katulad na nakikita niyo sa photograph, no? That firing pin mark ay gawa ng firing pin as a part of a firearm. Breach face marks na discuss na natin kanina, that is a negative impression or any form of mark which is left because of collision or engagement of two different metals from its surfaces. We also have chamber marks sa mga pistols, no? Ang chamber marks ay yung marka na gawa ng chamber as part of the firearm whenever kinuha ni ejector si ammunition sa magazine para i-occupy siya doon sa chamber. So, ito pong bala na ito, pag naka-occupy na si chamber ay nag-iiwan or nagkakaroon ng firmness sa kanyang paghawak sa bala. At kapag nandyan siya, of course, the chamber will leave mark. Ang tawag natin dyan, chamber mark. We also have extractor marks, no? Ito pong baril pag pumutok at pag tinamaan ng firing pin si primer, agad-agad na magpa-function si extractor rod at si extractor rod firmly hahawakan niya si empty shell at itatapon palabas. Because of that, mag-iiwan siya ng marka at tinatawag nating extractor mark. We also have ejector mark, nasabi na natin ito kanina. Ang bala ay galing sa magazine, kukunin ni ejector rod, ilalagay sa chamber mark. So ito pong ejector rod na nagtatransfer sa bala mula kay magazine papunta sa chamber ay tinatawag nating ejector rod. So it holds firmly, no? Kaya naman nagiiwan siya ng marka. Ang tawag natin diyan ejector mark. Generally speaking, lahat po ng mga marka na nakikita natin, no? Common to a cartridge, tinatawag natin striation marks, no? That is a common term used to describe or to refer any form of marks na maliban sa mga may specific na pangalan because of their specific origin. And of course, mark left by a specific part of the firearm. Now, paano natin mamarkahan ang bullet as an evidence? So, ang atin pong investigator on case is the one who is responsible to mark his initial sa mga ballistics related evidence. So, when it talks about bullet, highly suggested na ilagay ang kanyang initial sa ogive or sa nose or sa base or base ng bullet. No? So, katulad sa nakikita nyo sa photograph, andyan po yung kanyang initial sa ogive or sa nose. If not, you as an investigator can put on the base dito pong sa bandang kwitan. No? So, ang ginagamit po dito na laboratory equipment is stylus. Isa pong pointed instrument na ginagamit natin upang makapagsulat sa surface ng metal. And general rule is hindi po allowed gumamit ng X bilang identifying mark sa bullet considering sa kanyang pagiging vague, common, and confusion. Okay, so those are the procedures in markings a fired bullet evidence. You also have the procedure in marking the cartridge case. No? So, katulad lang sa kanina, kung ang cartridge case naman ang ating mamarkahan ay hindi po tayo pwedeng magmarka sa base. Kasi sa base, nandyan ang firing pin marks, nandyan ang breech face marks. So as suggested by most experts, hindi rin pwede tayong maglagay ng initial dyan sa outside part ng open mouth ng cartridge case sa bandang nandyan yung extractor and ejector marks. No? So we can have that inside the near open mouth or dyan mismo sa pinakabunganga so long as kahit sa labas, malayong banda dyan sa marka na nakikita natin mula sa ejector marks and extractor marks. These are the procedures in marking a fired cartridge. Now, how about in marking a suspected firearm? So, as suggested by most expert, ito po yung mga specific parts na pwede natin markahan like the barrel, the cylinder, kung ito man ay revolver, and the frame, both the revolver and pistols. Also the slide, the frame, and receiver. Remember that general rule, hindi po tayo pwedeng magmarka sa stock as part of the firearm because at any time it can be replaced. So yung marka natin ay mawawala. Okay, so again, use stylus, instrument, and ensure that the markings should be visible, readable, in order to avoid tampering of your markings. No? Now, ano yung tinatawag nating odd and even roll? So, ang odd and even roll bilang panuntunan in analyzing the gunshot wounds. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin odd roll, that pertains to the rule na kapag gunshot entry or entrance at saka gunshot exit ay balanse, meaning if you have two entrance wound and you have two exit wounds, balanse po, no? Ibig sabihin, ang presumption is walang bullet na nag-lodge or na standby or na natili sa loob ng katawan ng biktima. Pag sinabi natin even roll, hindi po balanse. Halimbawa, mayroong tatlong entrance wound and then you have two exit wound. So, ang presumption ay mayroong isa na nag-lodge or natira sa loob ng katawan ng biktima. No? So, meaning, it is a duty of the physician to do the medical legal examination and look after, recover after that bullet because napakahalaga po niya sapagkat microscopically yan po ang ating i-examine upang magturo sa atin at magbigay ng daan upang matukoy ang particular na baril na ginamit kung saan nanggaling po yung bullet na iyon. Okay? So that ends our discussion for this topic. I hope that you guys was able to reach out with the necessary knowledge that you need from this particular topic. Thank you.